So, where did the... Okay, 1 minute. Those cough drops. I have a lot of work to do. I don't want you to see that. Whatever. Okay. So, the past few days have been a bit wild. A bit of an emotional roller coaster. And it's been, you've been here throughout it all. Thank you guys. Oh, no, but you really have been. I mean, who really watched that 2-hour one, right? So, oh, I don't feel good. So it's been hard. I'm getting a bit more calm. The session I had with Robin earlier, during our untethered talk with Robin Thomas at 2:00 went well. We did like a healing. And it was good. It calmed me down. It was interesting. She grounded me, like she had me, we went through a grounding meditation, and then the end though, I was shaking, like not the end, but the end of that, I was shaking, and we had to we went from there. Wow. Okay. And I've been able to, I felt a lot calmer after we were done. And she gave me some coping skills, some coping mechanisms, some coping strategies, whatever. One of them is the thing is that I'm, not really in my body when I spiral out. And she said that's because it's just too much. It's just overwhelming. And my energy just goes out, and I can feel that. Like I definitely leave the building. I definitely leave the building. But one of the ways that I get back into the building is to focus on my 5 senses, right? So she has me, look at look around the room or wherever you are, look at 5 things, like name 5 things, and then name 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can smell, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can smell or taste, something like that. I have to get that. So it's a technique to get you back in your body, which is good because I just fly out. Ooh. The other technique she gave me, she taught me was breathing to calm the vagus nerve or something like that. It's breathing in for 6 seconds, holding it for 8, and then breathing out all the air out, and then letting it naturally just start breathing in whenever that happens, and doing that 4 times. And that supposedly is a nerve that runs down your body, or it deals with your nervous system, as nerves would do. And that helps calm you. And the other thing was replacing thoughts. So instead of like going with the thoughts that occur in my head, sorry, cough drop, replace it with a thought. And the thought that we decided for me to try is, I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. Now, we went through this whole thing. I'm tired. Okay. And, you know, obviously, these are emotional habits that have been here for a while, like 40 years. We discussed it, and like, you kind of let you, she asked me like, okay, so what emotion are you feeling? When I finished up, and I was just like, fear. And she's like, yep. Yep. And how old, like, this is your inner child, how old is your inner child? And automatically I say 4. And that makes sense. 4 is, there's a lot of stuff that happened around 4. Sorry, this is very, not juicy, but, you know, it's a cough drop. So, telling that little inner child that I'm safe is good. But these thoughts, even though I'm calm, we did this grounding exercise too. That was really cool. It was a meditation, and it just like grounded me into the earth through my energy system. And it really, there's a level of mellow that was relaxing. And I just kind of felt like today, even though I have a shit ton of work to do, I really needed to take the day and like feed my soul. I went for a walk around the pond a couple of times, and it's beautiful. And as much as I could, I was gonna say as much as I could, I was present in the moment. But that's not true. For the most part, that's true. At the beginning, I did had some conversations in my head about with a particular person. It's with myself, right? Like, it's with myself, and I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just still really embarrassed about something. Like, really, really embarrassed. But, as I sort of talk it out, I'm feeling better about it because I'm understanding it more. In the end, the stupid thing that I did, that I woke up this morning, like crying about for like 2 hours, not crying, but like beating myself up for about 2 hours. On tape, you can see it if you want. That's not tape, Jen. It's video. They haven't had tape in a while. This has been a hard one, guys. Okay, emotional work. Okay, so the 30 things just occurred to me. Sorry if that's like really annoying, but if I don't, like, I cough a lot. So one of the things I had been talking about the whole situation with Robin, like, cause she was with me throughout the whole thing. Like, I mean, this whole episode started about the time that I left for Florida, you know, and you know, there were a lot of factors that went into it, and if you recall, a lot of it was, you know, the lives I did were about surrender, because things were like coming at me pretty hard, and I didn't understand why. I knew the universe wanted me down there because it brought me down there. Like, it was clear. But then when I was there, even on the way down, things started going wrong. I started out with money stuff. And so anxiety level heightened just there, right? And, you know, there's a few videos on that. Like the crisis part, the like, okay, wait a second, well, coming down part, and then like, oh, everything's fine kind of part. Plenty of those. Okay, calm down. I just got some really weird thoughts. And I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of these thoughts, guys. But my listener says you don't stop the thoughts, you just let them do what they're gonna do, and you don't give them your power. You don't pay attention to them. You don't focus on them. So I'm gonna let them come and go. Come and go. A thought is just like another thing in the universe. Part of today I've been able to sort of observe. Okay, just calm down. Observe my thoughts and emotions. Observe myself having the thoughts and having the emotions, being like, oh, that doesn't feel good. Like, you know, just, but being the awareness. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. There's one particular thought, or a couple of thoughts that just keep coming back up, and they raise my anxiety level quite a bit. So, started out high baseline already of anxiety. And then the whole thing with the bank happened. They were supposed to put money, you know, they it was a mess, but I ended up, like, I was sobbing. By the end of it, I was sobbing. Like, they made a mistake. They corrected the mistake by making a bigger mistake. And when I called to rectify it, the lady was not pissed off at me, but she was annoyed because she didn't think they made a mistake. But she left. She put me on hold. She came back and she said, yeah, you know, we did make a mistake. But at that time, I was like, like sobbing in a corner. In a corner. And downstairs, there were people around, and I started crying so that, you know, like I kind of put myself into a corner so people wouldn't see my face. But I just, like, I mean, I couldn't. Everybody was on break. I couldn't turn around and go upstairs because everybody would see my face. So I stood in the corner for a bit until everybody went back in. And during this time, it was a lot of working on surrender. Like, okay, I don't have to know what this is going to be about. Just trust. But it looked like, honestly, like, as it went, it looked more dire and more dire and more dire. You know, money wise, it's, you know, I didn't have the money. The money was supposed to come in from 2 clients so that I could, and I was going to use that money to pay for the hotel room. I didn't have the money for the hotel room. I went down trusting the universe because the universe clearly wanted me there. And, I mean, she did. So I could experience all of this. So, and I was baffled. Like, at first I was like, did I do something wrong? La, 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 la. But then so this is like, we'll describe this level of it because there's several levels. So then, my client, one of them said that he wasn't going to pay his bill, and the other wanted more time, and I didn't have money. I didn't have any money, so I was stressed. And as I went through the conference, several people asked me if I was okay. First one, okay, I don't know, I'm fine. What are you talking about? The second one, I'm like, huh. Third one, I was like, why do people keep asking me this? Fourth time, two people talked about it in front of me. Calm down, take a deep breath. That's what I told her to do. Like, multiple times. Multiple people. And some of them a couple of times. Told me to, like, take a deep breath. They were worried about me. And I really didn't know what they were talking about. And that's the point I was at. Like, people were commenting on how stressed out I was and how anxious I was. And I didn't know why. Because it didn't seem to me that was the case. I was just behaving. I was just being me. And they were all concerned about me. So I'm like, what? Okay, obviously I'm acting stressed out, but I don't feel it. It was weird. So there was that. And then on top of that, there was the whole, like, I don't feel like I have... It's not that I wasn't safe. It's just, safe space things. It's just emotionally I didn't feel safe. And not that it was dangerous, but it wasn't some place that I could be myself in. We've discussed this in other videos. We don't have to go into it. But it did add levels of stress, and then also triggered a bunch of shit. So boom, 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 right? Everything one on top of another. And then the thing broke up. I still didn't have any money. Finally got the money as a forward from my business partner, which is bad. Went out with a client, and, like, at that point, my energy was so all over the place, so crazy. I don't even know. I felt awkward. If people were commenting and I didn't realize that things were weird with me. If I knew things were weird with me, think how weird that must have been. Yeah, okay. Like, how uncomfortable did I look? Anyway, I'm doing a lot of judging. So, and I have this, and when you're thinking, like, oh, I'm feeling uncomfortable and looking uncomfortable, you feel and you look more uncomfortable, and then you're aware of that. So it's just like it's a spiral. And then I lost my debit card. Okay. Totally fine. It's okay. So, and again, I'm sorry that I'm sucking on this thing. It's just, I have a cough. I'm gonna go to sleep soon. So I had all that going on, and then I came home. Oh, the plane thing. I had there was a whole debacle with getting my flight home. And my client ended up buying the flight for me, and it was really, really kind. And it's embarrassing, And it's embarrassing. Really fucking embarrassing. So all of this stuff is stacking on top of each other. I'm sorry, I know I've said bits and pieces of this throughout the past few videos. I'm just putting it all together in a calmer manner. So I came home, and the next day I was in my chakra class group with Robin. She runs it, and like 6 other women, and we meet often, so we know each other well now. We hold safe spaces for it. So I was there, and I was talking, and I was describing stuff that had happened, and you know, I mean, I was trying to be calm, but I wasn't. Vortex of energy. That's the word that was used several times by other people. Vortex. Like this cycling, just this boom, is coming around and coming around and coming around. And we did a little bit of a first chakra meditation, and I could kind of feel myself calming down. Next day, I'm aware, because a lot of people at that point have been mentioning how keyed up it was. So I was aware that my behavior was indicative of this level of stress. And I realized that I needed to regulate my behavior. And this is what happened. Like, really, I was trying to put it together earlier this morning. But this is I tried to regulate my behavior. I did set the intention of going into a particular conversation. I'm going to be calm. Especially to contrast, it was with this client. I was with the client that I went out with for dinner a couple of nights before. I was like, I'm going to be cool, calm, and collected to make up for how whacked out I was and how bad my energy was all over the place. And so I'm going to be cool, I'm going to be calm, I'm going to be friendly, and I'm going to be warm. That was my intention. I had all this other energy behind it, though, right? So I overshot way past it. Epic fail at friendliness. And I just took it to a different level. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And because it ended up being like flirtatious, and it was like obviously, like it was like embarrassingly so. Like the amount of energy that was behind it was like, so next day, and that day too, my housemate and I have been having some issues. And she got very angry. And I was told how I think, what a terrible person I am, and to go fuck off. So all this stuff. This morning I woke up like around 6, and it clicked in my head what had happened with the conversation with the client. Like, I realized, shit, this is how it came off. This is what it was. And then his reactions to it were just putting it together. Bink, 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 bink. I woke up, and then I did a 2-hour live. because I was freaking out. And I spent the first part of the day really upset with myself. Robin caught that part of that live, at least, during which I was pretty harsh with myself, but not really. See, this is just it became a shame spiral, right? Fucking spiral all over, not all over the place, just like whirlwind sucking everything into it. And you know, the self-flagellation aspect of it, that I have this pattern. When I can't cope with stuff, I start self-flagellating, which sounds fun, but is not. Just like punishing myself, just whipping myself, right? Over and over again. And not just any whip. One of the ones like that, it's not just a whip. It's like it's got all those, like, not braids, but you know what I mean? Like it's got, and then you go, so it's just, and it's bad. So that's what I was doing to myself. And the energy, so the thing is, it doesn't even feel really like an emotion. It's just this well of energy that forces its way out of me in a vocalization or a physical behavior that I don't really have control over yet, because it just happens. So Robin caught part of it. Sorry, I'm lots of burping. I think it's because I'm swallowing a lot of air. So Robin caught part of it, and she was like, please stop talking to my friend Jen like that. And I was like, I hate your friend Jen. She's awful. She sucks, and she ruins my life all the time. And she's like, yeah, that doesn't fly. So we kind of got into it. She's amazing. You know, she's got like an entire alphabet after her name. You know what I mean? She's like, yeah, and it's all like, she's a happiness coach, right? So she's got therapist degrees. She's got lots of different kind of healing stuff. Just, I don't even know. It's a long list, and she knows her shit, is all I'm saying. So she's kind of coaching me through it. And we have this thing on Fridays, Untethered Talk with Robin Thomas at 2:00. So we were gonna she was helping me through the morning, and we did the thing at 2, which is kind of a healing, a purging, a grounding, really, of energy. She gave me those tactics that I told you about earlier, and now I'm where I am now, and I understand, because the thing that I keep whipping myself, the thing is, one of the things that we talked about briefly in the thing this afternoon was like, so all of this keeps coming up, but this reaction that I'm having is pretty severe. And I don't think, even though it's about what I'm talking to you, it's about, I don't think it's actually about that. And she's like, you think? And I was like, then so why is it just those thoughts that are coming up? And like, and she's like, because your brain's like, it's like a live wire. Like, this one always gets a rise, so this is the one we'll press. But the thing that I keep freaking out about was this discussion with my client yesterday morning, where all that energy was behind my intention and way too much. It was just, I actually have it on tape, not tape, but video, because I always video client interviews. And I don't want to go back and look it up. All I know is he had to get out of there quickly. And he was embarrassed and laughing. Not in a mean way, but like, he saw what was happening. It was impossible not to. So this is the thing that my brain has honed in on and is torturing me with. But all of this to go roundabout to say I'm starting to forgive myself a little bit about it now that I have gone through everything that I just told you about, step by step, and I'm understanding it more. And that is allowing me to have more compassion for myself, which was not possible this morning. And all the way until like the 2 o'clock thing. There was just no compassion at all. I was pissed at myself. Like really royally, like, and it still comes up. This is the thing. It's going to take some time, right? Because it keeps going on. But this is I can start to, the thing that gets me is like that he's still the last impression I left with him was that, and it's not something I'm going to be able to contact him about. It's going to be something that I bring up casually next time we talk. Casually, right? That's going to go well. No, it is. It's going to go perfectly well. I'm going to say it easily, with confidence, and it's going to go over well. Oh, God. It's okay, though. It's good. It's good. I'm learning to deal with this, and that is important. And I mean, it was bad, guys, and I'm coming through it, and it still comes up, but I'm calming down. And I think the next thing we're going to talk about next Friday is self-soothing, because I need that, and maybe you guys out there need it, but I need it. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. It's like I'm really I don't know how long this has been going on, this particular live, but the reason I did it is because I'm starting to have compassion for myself, because I figured out what happened behind it, what went behind it. And I can do that. I can do that. I can have compassion for myself after seeing that, after being aware of that, like knowing, yeah, that's what it is. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. It's 10:40, so I'm gonna pack it up, pack it in for the night, and I'm gonna just meditate myself to sleep. Just work on grounding myself, meditate, and fall asleep that way. Tomorrow, new day. Get up, do work. Yeah. Another thing is I'm thinking is like, I really do need to get back to my creativity stuff. You know, like, because that occupies my mind. It keeps me more present. It makes me less neurotic. So I think it's important for me to get back into that. Like, not just like coloring, which is a stress relief. But actually creating. Like the book that I'm thinking about, my Mary Magdalene novel. It's okay. It's okay. I can have compassion for myself. This is what's been going on. See, here's the thing, right? There's this, everything I just described to you. I can have compassion for myself. I can have compassion for myself. Because everything I just described to you, if someone else described to me, I'd be like, oh my God, you poor thing. Of course that's what happened. No, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself at all. So, so there's that. I'm going to go have compassion. I'm fucking tired though, guys, so I'm going to go to sleep. And I love you all. And I knew, and I'm really grateful. God, I'm getting sick though, guys. I'm getting pretty sick. It's not COVID though. Sorry. Thoughts? Come on. Come back into my head. I like this painting, but I don't, but I do. It was fun at least. It's upside down. It's upside down. That's better. That's better. So, you know, I've been saying that all this stuff has been bubbling up, and I know that there's a reason, and I know that it's up for healing, and I think that's what's happening. So I'm grateful for that. And so I'm going to remind you guys, in the middle of all the anxiety and whatever else you're doing that's potentially causing you not to see things clearly, and pain being a result of that, you can be thankful for that. So I gotta go. And I'm going to remind you that you can't always choose to have a grateful night.